You know, a lot of companies have a mission statement, right? And we did. You know, we've been around since 2009, and we had a mission statement. It's beautiful, and it makes a lot of sense. And we all kind of grouped up together to come up with the perfect mission statement. But about 5 years ago, we actually came up with a mission scripture, and Psalms 40 verse 2, and I want to share that with you. But before I share it with you, I want you to kind of see the background on why. The scripture is, to me, is just the perfect, it's the perfect example or perfect parable to what we see so many of our clients going through. You know, there's storms in life, unfortunately. You know, no matter what we do or how well we do things or how right we do everything, there's still storms, whether that's a loss or an illness or a divorce or a literal storm, right? Well, there's a natural sequence of events that happen in every storm in our life. There's a healing process. There's putting the pieces back together. There's moving forward. That storm, you know, we still know it's there. Maybe we see some of the scars of that, but we get an opportunity to put pieces back together and go forward. Except for when it comes to the FICO algorithm that the lenders are forced to use, the FICO Classics. And it was originally designed to reflect that sequence. Matter of fact, as you've probably seen in our other videos or know, that FICO, you know, looks at the person versus how they've been doing since a financial storm. Hey, I had a financial storm 3 years ago, but I've been doing good since, and statistically you'll continue to do well. The natural sequence of, yes, we had some issues, we have since turned from those issues, and we're making the right decisions going forward. We're putting together what we can, trying to repair what we can, and move forward. But unfortunately, the FICO algorithm that the lenders use, the FICO Classic, the 2, 4, and 5, no longer follows that sequence. I don't know why. I have a theory. I think it's just outdated. It's 21 years old, almost 22 years old. I think there's a miscommunication between FICO and the actual credit bureaus on how it's coding the information. Federal sponsored enterprises like Freddie Mac, Sallie Mae are stuck with that algorithm. I think there's some reasons why they're having a hard time approving the new algorithms that themselves have come to them and said, hey, we have newer algorithms that are more accurate. By the way, those are the algorithms that you guys see on your consumer scores like Experian. But the lenders are stuck with this old algorithm. And as a result, the client's stuck. What seems to make sense doesn't make sense when it comes to this algorithm. And so I found the scripture a few years ago, and it just reflects so beautiful. It's Psalms 40 verse 2. He lifted me out of the pit of despair, out of the mud and out of the mire. He set my feet on solid ground, and he steadied me as I walked along. Now, this is so many folks that are literally stuck. They're working just as hard as anybody else with great credit. They're working, they're trying to do the right things, but they're in this miry pit. They can't seem to climb up out of the walls out of this. They're putting in all these efforts, but only to slide back down or never even gain ground, right? One of the things that we do when we expose some of the lies of the enemy, the system's been corrupted, and we expose some of the lies and how this algorithm works, that truth in itself shows where those problem areas are. And in a way, we get to do exactly what I feel like God has empowered us to do, is to show truth and shine light on this and help our folks first and foremost get out of this pit into this, this treadmill and onto a hard surface. They still might have some mud on you, but at least we're making progress. Now we can do some serious damage and make some serious progress in a hurry. And that's exactly how our program works. And that's why, again, this scripture is such a huge part of, if it was to summarize what it is we do, well, God's ordained us and showed us this truth about this algorithm, and by sharing that with our clients and how this algorithm's working and the quirks and the broken pieces, then we can come up with a plan. And we can get you on these families onto the hard surface so they can meet their goals. Otherwise, they're stuck. They're stuck paying that high interest rate on that vehicle that typically doesn't even make the note. So even the 7 years, by the time the 7 years where this old stuff in the past would have eventually fallen off, heck, they're still right back into another storm, and they stay stuck. Anyways, hope that blesses you. Be sure and call us if there's some areas, with your credit you're debating on whether you should pay it or not, or what that looks like, or you're Googling some different stuff out there. Get with us. The consultations are free. We will help point you in the right direction. Follow the videos. The content that I am sharing is around the FICO Classic algorithms. And listen, why is that so stinking important? Those are the algorithms that the lenders use, that your mortgage lenders use, and 90% of all other lenders. Those are the algorithms that determine a yes or a no. Those are the algorithms that determine whether you're an A tier, B tier, C tier, which determines how much you pay every month in interest, how much is coming out of your pocket every month. This is so stinking important. I have other videos on there that shows where apps like Credit Karma, they all do this, says, hey, settle this old account in the past, it'll raise your score 25 points, but yet it drops at 50 points on the lender scores, the FICO Classics. Listen, this is ridiculous, I know. But this is real. We've been doing this since 2009. Because of this information that we can share and bless you guys with, people are hitting their goals. Less leases are being renewed. It works. Give us a call. Get us on your side. We'll point you in the right direction. Talk to you soon.